Hi guys, this is Allison Pryor with our Flowers in a Vase acrylic painting. And I put out a preview of just a close-up of all the flowers, so I don't need to do that now. And as you can see, I am surrounded by flowers that, to inspire me and help me, because these are all the paintings that I did before. So that's the painting we're going to do. And I'm going to take that away so we can start. And what I did was I took my canvas and I taped it off around here so that we can do this nice little border. See that nice little border here? We'll do that border by taping that off with some painter's tape. That's all it is. And so we'll take that down out of the way. And what we'll do first of all is, because we're going to have a little table for our vase to sit on, I'm just going to take a bit of tape and I am going to figure out where I want my table. So I figure here is good. Now, that's where our table will sit, and we have lots of room for our flowers. So now all I want you to do is, I got my my paints, my sap green, and I got cad red, cad yellow, and burnt umber and some white, and I got some really nice brushes for painting flowers. These are really nice sable brushes, and yeah, so that's marvelous. And I also have a bristle brush, there we go, that's for pouncing, and that's it. And I have 2 jugs of water so that I can clean up my brushes, and use one for brushes and one for cleaning. So now we're going to get started, and you can have a background, any kind of background you want. You can have, I got a green background here, and that's where the table is going to be, okay? And I got a greenish background. You can have any color, as long as the colors match what the flowers are going to be, because the complementary color of the reds and pinks and those is green, so that's why I picked green for the complementary color, so that all the colors will be complement to each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dampen my big bristle brush, and I just dampened it in some water, and I tapped it off in my tissue so it won't be running. And then I'm just going to tap into some sap green. And just tap it up here in the corner. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. Tap, tap, tap. Now, I'm tapping because it gives you texture. Now, you can just wipe it on if you like. But I like this, I like the way this turns out. So now I'm going to dip in some yellow, some cad yellow. And I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Tap it all in. Good. Wipe off your brush if it's too wet. If it gets too wet, then it'll make it like you can see through it, like transparent. So tap, 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 tap. You can do 2 coats of this if you feel that you need it. Okay? So we lighten it up, but I'm going to go into some white. Now you can go back and forth with whatever colors you want, alright? I find that if the colors are transparent, I have to add a little bit of white just to get it to thicken up a little bit. Now I'll go back over that corner. I want the corners dark, the top 2 corners dark, and I want the center a bit lighter so that it'll be a light source there, so it'll brighten it up. And so let's add a little bit of red. So whatever colors you want, just tap, 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 just to darken that corner up a little bit. And so whatever colors you want, I'm going to add some yellow in the center here and a bit of white. I'm just going back and forth, as you can see, and I'm just tapping. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. See, isn't that cool? So get some more sap green over here in the corner. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. So if I get this video done, this first video, lesson 1, today, then hopefully I can get the rest of these videos done shortly. So yes, I'll really work hard to get this done for you, because I know it's a pretty painting, and there's not a big lot of videos up on flowers. Just lots of them, but not a lot for flowers in a vase with like random flowers. So I thought this would be a cute little video, and I hope it helps you. So I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. There we go. And some more sap green. whatever colors you want. You can put in red, blue, but see how it's all getting mottled there? And how it's all being textured and given different pretty colors. Isn't that cool? Okay, so just keep tapping on your colors. Tap, 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 until you're happy. You want to lighten it up, just add some white. Add some yellow. Let's keep the center a little bit brighter. Alright, some white. Wherever you want the light, then just put more white in there. Make sure the colors, the corners are a bit dark. That will make it really nice. It'll bring the eye to the center of your painting, because the corners will be dark, and then you'll be focusing on the center because it'll be lighter. And we'll also do the table now soon. So I'm just going to keep tapping on my greens. I'm probably going to make it a little bit dark down here. I'm just trying to make some decisions. You have to make decisions. You'll be making all kinds of decisions when you're painting. You decide where you're putting your light and what colors you're going to use and what colors complement each other. And you have to learn all that. But have fun while you're doing it. You know, don't let it stop you if you're not sure what to do, and you don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong, or you know, because you have to learn all that on your own. And if you you know, lots of videos out there to help you, and there's, I guess, art schools and all kinds of things to help you. So as long as you're learning and trying and picking things up as you go along, that's the main thing. And as long as you're having lots of fun, that's the biggest thing. So now you're going to do that whatever way you want. Okay, so put some more light over here. I don't want it to be too dull or too dark. More light over here. Maybe a little more yellow. I'm just experimenting now too, so you guys go ahead and have some fun. Just tap, 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 tap. So I'm going to leave that. That's fine, because when my flowers go on there, it's going to really brighten up nice. So I'll put my brush back in the water, and while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to take my tape off. There we go. Take my tape off, and I'm going to show you how to do the table. So the table with a flat, soft, it's not soft, it springs back. As long as it springs back, sable, and it springs back, it's so nice. Then it's a good, very good oil or acrylic painting brush. Yeah, so let's take that table. Now what I want you to do is take some burnt umber. It can be any brown. Now don't panic if you don't have all these colors on hand. Just use any green, any yellow, red, brown, as long as it's acrylic paint. You can't use the oil because it'll get too confusing. So I have my brown paint, and I'm going to dip my brush in some water, and my brush is dripping, see that? So I'm going to put that back in here and make my brown transparent. I'm going to add a bit of red to that to give it a cherry wood look. Add a bit of your red paint, give it a cherry wood look, and make sure you can see through a little bit. And just pick it up the way you want and just go across here. Now make sure you go across this way. Okay, I probably don't have enough paint, that's okay. So I'll put more brown and red in my there, and I'm going to add more water so we can get it to move, okay? So we'll go across here, and if you go straight across, that will hopefully give you some lines. Alright, so we just keep going back and forth with our paint. Pick up a little more brown if you want to. It's up to you how dark you want it. But that's a cherry wood. Okay? So keep doing. If you have to add more water, that's fine. Just to get it to move. I don't want to spend the whole day trying to do the table. Because you know, sometimes when you do these videos, things can go wrong. But you want to continue on without. So I'm going to add more brown and more red. I'm just doing it haphazardly. I'm not worrying about, you know, if the color is exactly the way I had mixed it before. Okay, so just go under with your red cherry wood table, dip into water, just get your colors together and put it on. There we go. There we go. So as soon as you get all that on there, there we go, and we will go into that line as close to it as you can get. It's nice. Well, there's going to be a vase there, so if you go up over the line a little bit, you won't notice it. As a matter of fact, we probably will go up over the line on purpose in a minute. Back and forth. There we go. Nice cherry wood. Now, as you get down here to the bottom, let's just use the burnt umber and go across just to darken up the bottom there, make it look like the end of the table. That may have to happen after it dries. We'll probably do that after it dries. I can't get it to darken up there now. So wait for that to dry and we'll put the bottom of the table on, okay? Now, so you can do whatever you want to do to improve that. Have some fun with it. Take your time. Put me on pause and work on this. Work on your background. Work on your table till you're happy. And good. I'm going to try something. Sometimes I like to experiment. It might go wrong, it might not, I don't know. I'm just going to scrub in the background here into the green a little bit. Just give it a shadowy look, that's all. Just going to bring those two lines together. Good. Not even going to worry about it. Just going to go back over here to get the cherry wood effect of my table. Okay, now you can have that as dark or as light as you want. You can play with it till you're happier. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take off the tape on the back there, and we'll get started on that nice little trim here. How's that? While we're waiting for this to dry. Now you can go dry that with a hairdryer and continue on different things, but I'm going to take the tape off. Now, you'll get some bleeding. That's normal. And you can just paint over that with some white after. See how you get some bleeding? That's okay. Don't panic. The main thing is not to panic. No matter what. One beautiful thing about painting and acrylic paint and anything really, you can fix it. You can always go over different things and fix them. So, you know, and it's all experimenting and having fun. So, whoops. Oh, blooper. It's okay. I'm not worried too much. Okay, so bloopers. I got bloopers already. Alright, so I'm going to take my brush and dry it off. And just go over that a little bit. There we go, see? An easy fix. Right now you don't want to be tormented by it, because once you get it done you don't want to be fooling around. But you know something? It's all learning. So this here is going to be the frame. I'm just going to put a bit of white there where I made that blooper. No big deal, I just want to show you that you can fix it, okay? And look, you can fix your bleeding. I know under the tape, that's what they call it. So I want to say it because if you hear it in an art class and they say, okay, you have some bleeding under your tape, you'll be like, oh wow, did I cut my finger? At least you'll know what they're talking about. So I hope to use some terms that in case you decide to go to an art school and they're talking art terms, then you'll say, oh yes, I heard that before. So now what we're going to do is take our long liner brush, get a liner brush, and or a skinny black brush, but the long liner brush is better. So I got a liner brush here. It's nice and long. I got a smaller one there in case you need it. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to run it through some of my green, some of my yellow. And I'm just going to take that and touch and make these nice squiggly. You can even make a little circle and go down. Make sure your brush is nice and wet. Oops, I put right on that by accident. Okay, so Yeah, so make those nice long squiggly lines, and make sure your brush is nice and wet so that it'll move. Okay, so just make those good. Make them any way you want, just as long as they're long and skinny. Ooh, here we go. Need more water, as you can see. You need more water. So when I put my brush in water, I didn't wipe it off. I just put it right into the paint. I'm just making these nice little lines. Some of them are coming out a little funny, but that's okay. So here we go. Make some nice little background lines for your little flowers we're going to put on it. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that because that's enough for you to get started. We'll come back and do our flowers on our nice little frame. And you practice this, and if you got any questions, email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com or leave a message or comment, and I will definitely help you out. So practice this much first. You get that started, and then we'll come back and do some more little flowers here, and we'll start working on the table and put in the vase. So I'll see you in lesson 2. Happy painting!